Our next guest from Radio Row gets the Lanny Poffo treatment.
Oh.
The genius Lanny Poffo, rest in peace. We welcome, with glory and renown,
There he is.
Rob Riggle.
Rob Riggle.
Wow, that is an intro. I like that.
Glory
Thank
and
you.
renown.
Glory and renown.
Yeah.
I never get that.
You know what I love? Before Rob sat down, he's like, you got to move the helmets because he's a big Chiefs guy, and
Yes.
the Eagles helmet was in front of him.
Yeah. I can't be associated with them this week.
No.
No way. No.
Oh, first question then.
Yeah.
Let's say you're having a party, Super Bowl party. You're friends with an Eagles guy. Is he allowed, or do you not want his face rooting against your team?
I don't have any Eagle friends
That's just
during
how it
this
is.
week.
Ah.
Now, one of my best friends, and no joke, one of my producing partners, Chris Peasy, legendary over at Fox Sports.
Middle name Easy, right?
Yeah, I mean, Chris Peasy. You can't
Easy
get
peasy.
one of the most diehard Philadelphia fans I've ever experienced, and true green. Cut me bleeds green.
Mm-hmm.
I think he sings that Eagle song. I don't even know what it is. Fly high, Eagle.
Yeah. Don't even say
Forget
it.
that song.
Yeah.
He sings that like in his sleep.
Right,
You know,
right.
that's how deep this guy. So, and I love him to death, like a brother. But I don't want to see him this week.
So maybe you're off the hook, man.
Yeah, listen, I'm a big Niners fan.
Yeah.
And NFC Championship game, one of our buddies is like, hey, I'll swing by. And I was like,
No.
I don't think so.
Uninvited.
And then he goes, why? And want to hear my BS excuse? I go, well, my little kids will get upset if you're rooting for the other team. I blame that on my 6-year-old daughter.
That's the whole point of having kids.
I know, right?
Is you use them as an out for
Yeah.
everything. Like, hey, can you make it to the ice cream social? Oh, I would, but little Johnny's sick.
Yeah.
It's the one
I
good
can't tell
benefit.
you how many times.
Yeah.
It's great.
Little Johnny's been sick.
I genuinely said, my 6-year-old daughter is starting to understand that Daddy loves the 49ers, so we can't be having your Eagles face here.
Hey, Rob, how are you using your celebrity perks to be in with the Chiefs?
There's
this year?
not one perk that is associated with that right now.
Really?
Now, the Chiefs are a great organization. They've been very kind to me in
Right.
the past, as far as like helping me out to if I need a ticket to a game or something. They've been very gracious. But this Super Bowl, I don't want to bother the organization at all. They've got too much on their plate. I want them focused on one thing, winning, not taking care of any celebrity request. So I've handled my own business.
Yeah.
I got
Okay.
I got my own tickets. I got myself here, taking care of my own business because I just want to be a fly on the wall like everybody else.
Take it in.
And watch them win and
Nice.
not bother the organization.
But once Mahomes and Kelce and the guys get the job done, will Rob Riggle be out making
I will
snow
be-
angels in the confetti?
if they'll let me down there, I will be making snow angels of the confetti. I will be running around, possibly shirtless, and I will be
Hopefully shirtless.
I will be at the victory parade, slamming beers with the guys. I will be as obnoxious as I can be.
I love
By
it.
the way, you had to love your dude Kelce calling out the Cincinnati mayor. The guy's like not only the best tight end in football, he's like a personality of. He's like a WWE superstar.
Well, he's a natural born leader, you know, and that's the best thing about him. There's so many leaders on that team, but he's a natural born because he says what a lot of people are thinking. I mean, the mayor in my opinion, made a bad call. I know everybody knows his intention.
Yeah.
Fire up his team.
Yeah.
City pride. I get it. It's all good, but I think the way he did it was a little. I think it just put logs on the Chiefs' fire as opposed to the.
When non-performers do stuff like that, it always comes across as lame to me. When the mayor's like,
It'll flat,
and
yeah.
it always comes across as flat when someone non-funny tries to
Like for a politician to weigh in on this, right?
Yeah.
It should have been something like, I don't know what's Cincinnati famous for. Like if a Chiefs, the Kansas City mayor would have said, "I bet some barbecue."
You got your
Then you're
your
like,
chili,
oh,
your
okay.
Skyline chili or something.
Right?
Yeah,
Exactly. Make it about that. Don't sit there and say, let's have him test and see if he's your daddy or whatever.
Right. Yeah, that was awkward.
That's just weak trash talk.
No, yeah. And you're right. Your Chiefs got some personality, man.
Yeah.
Kelce, Mahomes.
Yeah.
And we're here with Rob Riggle on the Covino and Rich show. From so many movies. Our buddy Danny G wanted to ask you, what is a role that you turned down? You're like, man, I should have done that.
Oh, I love that you think I can turn down roles.
Really? I mean, because you
love
got
that.
so many great
But has there been
Get outta
something that you were
here.
in the mix on, and you're like, it's just the schedule doesn't work, and it ends up being something you're like, damn, I wish I was part of that.
You know what? I haven't done any. I don't have any things like that where I regret.
Right.
So I've turned down roles, but they're usually because they want me to play. Most of the characters I play are comedic jerks, right?
Yeah.
So that's fine. I get a kick out of it. It's a lot of fun to be that character because it's usually a funny character, and
And then you got to hear "pow" all the time, right?
You got to hear that. But being a comedic jerk to me is fun. It's a great role to do. But then you get asked to do it over and over and over and over and over. And then sometimes they're like, we don't even want you to be a comedic. We just want you to be a total douchebag. And you're like, well, I don't know, you know.
But you're so good at it.
And I'm always like, what does that say about me?
I know. Hey,
So-
you know what, though? And everyone has their favorite, right? Everyone wants you to do a "pow." I got to give you my stupid favorite. When you did that Rob Lowe roast and you were calling out Ann Coulter, there's something about, the big angry.
Yeah.
We were watching that the other day, sitting here, like, yo, Riggle's on the show tomorrow, and Covino's like, you gotta see
Well,
this.
it went viral again on TikTok or something, and I keep seeing it now. So you're in my algorithm, right? And every time I see that,
yeah,
it
it's
just
booties
cracks
and
me
Rob
up.
Riggle. That's
Yeah.
Covino's algorithm.
It cracks me up. Do you still get that one at all? Or people bring that up?
People. I do hear about the Rob Lowe roast
Oh
quite a
my
bit.
God!
Well, the thing is, when you're on that dais, or dais, whatever it's called, but you have to, everybody gets hit. You hit everybody on that, and then you go after Rob, But I was like, well, everybody's going to attack Ann on her politics. I get that, whatever, that's the easiest thing to do. And I was like, well, I don't want to do this. So I tried to make it this abstract, weird thing that had nothing to do with her politics, right?
I implore people to look it up. If they don't know what we're talking about. It's insane. It's so funny. I wanted to ask you, because you're always acting, you're doing your stuff here. Would you ever do comedy like that again, like stand-up?
I have thought about it. I was so lucky. I got to do Fox NFL for about 8 years, and I didn't have to do stand-up because of that, which was nice because I didn't have to live on the road. Stand-up's a hard life. It's a hard life.
I always wondered that. We have, pals that do it. I'm like,
it's a grind.
They're in Phoenix this weekend, then Denver, then back to L.A., then here. I'm like, that's not easy, man.
It's not, because you're up late. You finish your work at 1 a.m. and your adrenaline is cooking, so you're not going to bed until about 5.
Right.
Which means you're having a couple beers, you're eating
bad,
you're eating bad, you're eating late.
Yeah.
Then you sleep all day. Your schedule's all upside down. Then you're not in the same bed ever. Every weekend you're in a new bed. It's just a hard life. It's a hard life. So I haven't done it in a while, but I do love it.
You're so good at it.
So
man.
I have flirted with the idea of building a new set and getting back out there, but we'll see.
Now, Rob, what are your feelings on Sunday? Because, Mahomes, 5 AFC championships in a row. You got the one Super Bowl, but a second one would be nice.
Oh, listen.
I know you're feeling it.
I want him to go on a run. My first Chiefs game I went to in 1975 at Arrowhead. And I've been a fan ever since. I've been going my whole life, and so this is my heyday. This is my time, because there was a lot of lean years, man. There's a lot of painful playoff losses, a lot of. So now,
and then I came around, and yep.
So now we've got the greatest quarterback in the league, 2-time MVP. 5 AFC championships in a row. Like, this is, I didn't even think it was possible to experience this much football joy in my life.
Much joy,
Yeah, and so, of course, I want them to win.
Your relationship with the guy is pretty good. We got a kick out of our pal Henry Winkler.
Oh,
Did
the
you see
best.
that interaction with him and Mahomes?
That was awesome.
I was like, two of the, it seems like the kindest people.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, Patrick, I'm a big fan.
So
wild.
Sweet. It's so sweet and so pure.
It's the most innocent
You'll always have a seat at my table.
Yeah, we had him on. We called Henry. We had him on the show the next day. He's like, he really thinks Mahomes is going to come to his house for dinner, and I think they will.
He will. Trust me, he will. Patrick, Kelce, all those guys have been wonderful. I'm fortunate enough to know them personally. Fortunate enough to play golf with them. I've hosted their charity events, and they've come to my charity event in Kansas City. I know them on a personal level too, and they're wonderful individuals.
I think in Kansas City, I also think of Paul Rudd's a KC guy.
Yes.
Paul Rudd, Jason Sudeikis, Eric Stonestreet, Dave Keckner, Heidi
Stone
Gardner.
Street, that's right.
I think of George Brett when I think of him. I really do.
Why wouldn't you? He's a legend.
First guy we met the first time we ever
have
left
a story
Kansas
that
City.
seems unbelievable.
It's the
You would
truth.
appreciate it though. We went to the Kansas City All-Star game.
Okay.
And we're in the VI like the media area in the back. And George Brett comes in with a plate of burn ends. He's like, "Who wants burn ends?"
Oh.
And we tell
George
that story.
Brett, burn ends.
And in my mind,
Swear.
I'm like, did we imagine that?
No.
I don't think we did. I think it happened.
Unbelievable.
But burn ends, George Brett, the Chiefs. That's your life right there, right?
It's the best. George, I went to Royals fantasy camp a couple years ago, and he was my manager on my fantasy team. And it was the best. I mean, I remember my little Cub Scout self sitting out in left field watching him my whole life, and then all of a sudden now I'm in the dugout with him and swapping stories, and he's coaching me up on how to hit. And
Did he tell you the story about how he pooped his pants in Vegas? Have you ever seen that?
I've seen that clip. Yes.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Here with Rob Riggle. Super Bowl week, so we got our Tupperware Bowl of Justice.
Oh, random tricky
Random
questions?
questions. Just pick one, Rob, if you don't mind. We want justice.
What is this
here.
about? Is this about PXG?
No,
Oh, yeah, well, tell us about that while you're
This is
picking one.
just a
Yeah, tell us
question,
about
yeah.
PXG.
Well, I'll tell you all about PXG. PXG is the greatest golf club in the world, and now the greatest golf ball in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
They make a golf ball, dude, and it's fantastic, I got to say. Okay, here, I just drew this out. It says most random famous person in your phone.
Oh, yeah. Who do you hit up the most that we'd be like, oh, wow, Rob Riggle's pals with that person?
Well, we know he's pals with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch.
Is there a random person that we'd be shocked by?
I mean, I don't know, shocked, but there's like Knoxville. There's
That's an interesting
Rudd,
one.
Sudeikis.
Your group
Stone
texts are
Street.
way cooler than ours.
These are my Kansas City guys.
Speaking of Sudeikis, speaking of Sudeikis, how great is Ted Lasso?
It's one of the greatest shows ever.
Right?
It's so positive, so good. You know, we are such a. It feels like Hollywood needs a hug. Everything they put out is some torture movie, some horror movie, some end of the world disaster movie, and so his show, Ted Lasso, is such a positive guy doing the right thing with the right attitude and making the world change to him not giving into a cynical world. Love it.
And you're right.
We need
yeah,
more
it
of that.
works.
We need
you're,
more
You're
of that.
absolutely right.
Hey,
and Rob,
I
tell
have
us
to ask
more
you
about
because,
this.
Yeah.
honestly, Covino, we're not BSing you. Him and I are both in the mode right now where we're like, we need to investigate golf because neither one of us golf, and we're like, we need to get in on it. We live
feel
in
like-
California.
yeah, we're at that point in
There's-
our
you know,
life.
we're at that point. We're like, all right,
Guys.
we're 40-ish. Let's golf now.
Okay, so I'm a little bit torn on this. You're making the right choice.
Okay.
You're making
Okay.
the good choice to get involved with golf. Now, I'm warning you. I'm just going to manage your
Frustrations ahead.
The money, the time, the energy, the frustration. It's all front loaded.
Okay.
But well, once you learn and get past that,
Okay.
You're in for a lifetime of joy and happiness. It
Okay,
really is.
I'm sold.
It's 4 hours on the course with your friends. You're playing golf. You're telling stories. You're connecting. Sometimes you're having sincere talks. You're catching up on each other's lives. And most of the time, it's busting each other's beans. It's just a good time, and you're outdoors, and you're in the elements. Whether it's a overcast day or a sunny day, but you're outdoors, and it's
Taking in the
wonderful. It's
sun,
good for the soul.
nice
It's
tan.
good for the soul.
Right. Who's your
And-
best celebrity friend, by the way? Who's really good? Like, wow, he's really good, or got better.
Adam Levine from Maroon 5. He is a great golfer, and he keeps it on the
Really?
on
It's
the
a
low.
baby.
He had
guitar.
like a baby a week ago. Do you send them a little diaper bag or something?
Something a little
little
set of
something.
a little set of PXGs.
Nice.
A little set of PXGs.
PXG. Where can people find out more info? Because again, we're getting into the golf world.
If you're going to get in the golf world, go to pxg
Okay.
.com. They got the best, most forgiving clubs. That's what I play. I've been playing them for almost 8 years now. I love them. And this week they just came out with their own golf ball, which is unbelievable. It meets all the testing. It competes with the top brands. So it's really the one golf ball out there that I just played with it today. Earlier, and it's amazing. It really is a great golf ball.
Well, Rob, I know you got to run, so we
Okay.
appreciate your time as
Yeah,
always.
enjoy it.
Go
Good luck to your
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah,
man.
thanks.
Good luck to your Chiefs, and thank you for stopping by.
Woohoo!
Rob Riggle, everybody.
Hey, there he is.
On the Covino and Rich Show.
Thank you, man.